What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. King Ryan Garcia is out here talking real big, talking like he's a boss. Basically saying he wants Devontae Tank Davis next, and that's the fight to be made next, and that's the only fight that he wants to entertain when talking about his next matchup. Right after the fight with Luke Campbell, when he stopped him in the 7th round, he left the ring, and one of the zone reporters asked him about a potential matchup with Devin Haney, which with the victory over Luke Campbell put him in position to be the mandatory for Devin Haney's WBC lightweight title. And he quickly asked the crowd, who do y'all want to see me fight next? And the crowd said, Tank, 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 Tank. That was a prelude to what he did today on social media when in regard to a potential matchup with Devin Haney. He said, look, I'm a people's champ. I don't care nothing about the belts. I don't care nothing about the WBC belt. Me and Gervonta Davis is the biggest fight in boxing. So he basically told Eddie Hearn, boo-hoo, you're crying. Cry me a river. It's not happening next, basically, is what he told Devin Haney's promoter, Eddie Hearn. Quickly after he defeated Luke Campbell, Eddie Hearn got on the social media and said, Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia is the fight to make next. It needs to be ordered by the WBC, as he is now sitting in position as the mandatory challenger for Devin the Dream Haney. And like I said, Ryan Garcia let you know what his train of thought was right after that fight. Instead of saying, yeah, I fight Devin Haney next, that's why I took the fight with Luke Campbell, to get in position to fight for his belt. So, of course, I'm going to fight him next. I'm the mandatory. This was basically an eliminator. The winner of this fight was guaranteed to fight Devin Haney next, and that's the fight I'm looking forward to next. Now, he didn't say that. What he did was he asked the crowd, knowing what the crowd wanted. He already knew what the crowd wanted. They want to see him versus Gervonta Tank Davis. So he already knew that. So to just verify what he already knew was going to happen, he said, he didn't answer the question. He said, he asked the crowd, who do y'all want to see me fight next? And the crowd said, Tank, 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 Tank. He already knew the answer. And that's all he needed to bring out in that interview. So basically sidestepped the question. He went over there and talked with Devin Haney and his father and stuff and like that, and asked him, look, you see me get dropped? And basically told Devin Haney that, hey, I got dropped, but I showed that I have a warrior mentality, a warrior attitude, and I was able to get back up and close the show in the 7th round. But he has no intention of fighting Devin Haney next. That's a fight that could be made down in the future, provided that both guys keep winning. That could be a real big fight. But Devin Haney's definitely got to build up his profile. He went over there to an obscure app, The Zone. People don't really see his fights. He's got a lot of talent, a lot of skill, but he doesn't have a lot of power. And a lot of people like to put him in the big four, Haney, Lopez, Garcia, and Tank Davis. I put Shakur Stevenson in there, so I call it the Big Five, the Fab Five. But the two elite fighters out of that top five, in my opinion, Ryan Garcia has really impressed me, though. He's really improved. But I look at Gervonta Tank Davis. They got other level skills, in my opinion, out of those top five. I look at Gervonta Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Teofimo Lopez. Now, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, I put those guys, in my opinion, a tick below those three guys. I look at those three guys that has that elite level skills. They bring in when you watch them fight in the ring, you say, man, that's something different. That's special. That's a special type of skill set that I'm watching right there. I see that when I watch Teofimo Lopez. I see that when I watch Gervonta Tank Davis. I see that when I watch Shakur Stevenson. Not to say that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney both won't go on to have Hall of Fame careers, and both of those guys are very good fighters, but I don't see it special. The reason why I don't see the special with Devin Haney is he don't have the power. He has the skill set. He's a very sharp puncher, a very technically sound. His defensive skills are second to none. Ryan Garcia got fast hands, throws beautiful combinations, but he leaves his chin up. He doesn't move his head, which is not always a bad thing, but it could get you in trouble when you're fighting upper level competition. So those two guys are lacking in those key categories. I don't see that happening with Gervonta Tank Davis. He's got speed, he's got power. He got hit a little bit in the Leo Santa Cruz fight, but I don't think he respected Leo Santa Cruz power. He knew Leo was coming up from 122 pounds, and he was a guy that had shown throughout his career not to be a power puncher, but an accumulation puncher. So I think he kind of negated his defensive skills to try to put on a show, being his first pay-per-view, to put on a devastating performance and a highlight reel knockout, which he got in that fight. And you look at Teofimo Lopez, that guy's got elite level power, both hands, can box, can bang, he can do it all. He seems to take a punch well. He took some good shots from Lomachenko. He took some shots from Nakatani. So he's got the complete set of skills, and I think he's got this other level skill set, just like Gervonta Tank Davis. And Shakur Stevenson is just his defensive skill level that's on the par with Floyd Mayweather Jr. in his heyday. This guy just not get hit. He can be right in front of you, and you still can't land nothing on him. This guy anticipation is off the charts. The guy has a great jab. He's a good body puncher, great combination puncher, great footwork. You know, the only thing he's lacking is his power, but his defensive skill level to me is better than Devin Haney's is. And he just can pretty much break you down and pretty much make you keep your hands at bay. So he doesn't have the power of Gervonta Tank Davis or Teofimo Lopez, but he has enough power to pretty much negate your offense. And that's what Devin Haney's got to be able to do, get enough power to where he can at least disarm his opponent and pretty much put them in survival mode. That's what Shakur Stevenson has been doing to his opponents. And that's what makes him on that special other level skill set that Gervonta Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez also has. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what transpires. But it was just kind of funny as Ryan Garcia got on social media and basically dissed Eddie Hearn, a.k.a. Eddie the Con Artist. Because like I said earlier, Eddie didn't waste no time right after the Luke Campbell fight with Ryan Garcia to get on social media and say, let's make it happen. Ryan Garcia versus Devin the Dream Haney. But Ryan Garcia seems to have no interest in that fight as the next fight. He wants Gervonta Tank Davis. That's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing in the United States, no doubt about it. It's bigger than Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford. It's not as significant as that fight, which I said in my last video, but it's bigger. It would do better pay-per-view numbers, in my opinion, than Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Let me know your thoughts about Ryan Garcia dissing Eddie Hearn and basically dissing Devin the Dream Haney and saying he has no interest in that fight and telling both of them guys to basically go jump in the lake because he's moving on to the fight that he thinks the people want to see. And he wants to be the people's champ. He doesn't care about holding a particular belt around his waist. He wants to be the people's champ. He wants to make the fights that the public and the boxing fans and what draw in the casual boxing fans want to see. And that's a fight between him and Gervonta Tank Davis. Will that fight be next? That remains to be seen. As I can easily see a scenario where both guys take interim fights and then fight in September of 2021. We'll see what happens and we will see what transpires. Hit the like button if you like the content of this video and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. I holla.